Kia ora te whānau, welcome back to our Draw With Me series where I teach you how to draw Māori patterns. Today we are going to be covering the koiri, or how I draw a koiri. We'll also dive into its meaning and how it's applied in Māori art, so stick around. First thing e te whānau is, as you can probably see by the design, it's two koru, one on the outside and another one curling in on itself. What I usually do is I start off with a straight line, so no curved line this time. So we start with a straight line, and then you go one end, then you're going to draw your koru. This might look a bit funny on your end because I'm drawing straight on, which is not what I usually do. So just draw your koru. If you haven't seen that video on how to draw a koru, go check that out. Link up here, this side, probably on the side, where I'll show you how to draw a koru. So we do our koru. Remember, try and keep that spacing even throughout, so don't have it thin here and then go wide down to here. You want it relatively the same space throughout the whole thing. All right. Once you have your base koru, what you're going to do is you're going to draw another koru, but this outside line is going to touch the edge of the pito, or the bulb of the first koru you drew. And then that comes to this bottom line, bring it all the way around, and then you just repeat the process. Draw another koru. Try and make it as even as you can, like don't curl it over too much and bring it here. Try and use up as much of the space as you have. Right. Draw your second koru. Remember, just like those other lines, try and keep all the spacing relatively the same, because that adds to how your design is going to look in the end, unless that's your artistic approach. Right? There you have it. Now, there's a few more things. You can leave all the lines, but what I usually do is I rub out this bottom line, so our straight line that we drew at the beginning, rub out that end, and then you rub out this end. Just here, it's just a bit wide there. Bring that around. Once you're done there, e te whānau, it's pretty much just the same process as the other designs. You can go over them, you can tidy up your lines where you need to, shade if you want, or even have a go at filling up the page with koiri. I would say it's like another one of the most simpler designs, because essentially it's just two koru curled in on one another. Yeah, experiment, play around with the forms, and then just go from there. Tidy up things as you need to, because at the end of the day it's all about giving it a go. And there you have it, e te whānau, the koiri. Now we'll move on to the meaning and what the koiri represents. The most common meaning for the koiri is to nurture or look after, like we have in this example. It's the watering can looking after the pot plant here. One of the other things it can also mean is self-reflection, as the koiri is a koru turning in back on itself. You could look at it as that's you, this koru, looking back on yourself. So hence why it can also mean self-reflection. But in most cases, the koiri is used to represent nurturing or looking after. Now, let's move on to some examples of how we can apply koiri into Māori art. So Here we have a few examples of the koiri and how it can be applied in different ways. One of the ones you might be looking at the most is probably this one here. So throughout our videos, we've covered 3 designs: the koru, the mangopare, and now the koiri. This design here is pretty much all of those designs put together. You have your first koru, mirrored, becomes a mangopare. Now with this other koru turned in on itself, this now becomes a koiri. So now you have a mangopare, which carries the same characteristics of integrity, courage, leadership, but also with the extended meaning of nurturing and looking after. You could use this as a way to represent your mum, as your mum is the person in your life that nurtures and looks after you, but also they hold a very high position of mana in your whānau. So that's why the mangopare would be used in that case, for an example. Also, we have a few here in these Koiri patterns. One here which is a bit more of a simpler design, not so much with the bold lines, just a single line, but still the same sort of concept with the koiri. Here, every part where the lines connect, I've rubbed out, so it almost adds like a negative. The koiri is made up in the negative space rather than the actual drawing itself. And this one here, we have a manawa line, which is this tihangaia or triangle here, and then we have koiri coming off that main shoot, but they're mirrored and flip, and then this design would just go on and on and on. So you can just experiment however you want. You can have the koiri angled, you can have it straight, you could reflect it like this, you could reflect it this way, going upwards, all sorts. But in all, the koiri is a beautiful design. It's a very simple design, and it has a very beautiful meaning as well. So there you have it, te whānau, the koiri, its meaning, and how to apply it into your own art. If there are any designs that you would like me to explore, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed the content, remember to like and subscribe, as we will be exploring more Māori patterns